The Vikings hope to keep their playoff rush intact. It all starts the last 4 games of the year. I believe they have to go undefeated. And it all starts in Jacksonville. Let's talk about it.
Skol Vikings, let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name.
So, not many teams have had more of a disappointing season than the Vikings, but the Jaguars are definitely one of them. I think they're the top 3 worst teams. The bottom 2, of course, being the Browns and the 49ers. But Jacksonville, despite having, to what many experts were saying, one of the best drafts, getting Jalen Ramsey and Miles Jack, had a very successful draft. They had a few key pickups, getting Malik Jackson from the Broncos, and they just aren't getting it done. Team stats, offensively, overall, they are the 27th ranked team, getting 18.7 points a game. Interestingly enough, that's about where the Vikings stand on defensively for the Vikings. Yards, they're 23rd ranked, getting 334 yards a game. Only 233 passing yards, and they are averaging over 100 yards rushing with 101.1. So why they can't move the ball is really beyond me. They have a couple of very, very good receivers, than Allen Robinson and Marquise Lee. They have a great tight end that just has not worked at all, Julius Thomas. Julius Thomas looks like a product of the Peyton Manning system with the Broncos and has not done anything with the Blake Bortles-led Jaguars, or maybe it is just Blake Bortles. Their offense has been struggling all year long. They looked like they were getting something together last year. I know the controversy of the best quarterbacks in our draft class, Teddy, Derek Carr, or Blake Bortles. People were hating on Teddy and even saying that Blake Bortles was better than Teddy. And I think the 2-10 Jacksonville Jaguars really tells you how good Blake Bortles is. Teddy Bridgewater was always a consistent winner for the Vikings. He might not have been the leading contributor on offense, but he was always consistently moving the ball, getting first down when we needed him, and he was always gives a chance to stay in the game in the fourth quarter when we would always stay in the game that way. Defensively for the Jaguars, they're at the 25th ranked defense, averaging 26.1 points a game. They do fairly well against the air. Looks like Jalen Ramsey might be a big part of that. They only give up 311 yards per game total, and it's 195.8 per pass, but they do give up 115 yards on the ground, which is 23rd ranked overall. So if there's ever a time for the Vikings to get their running game together, it would be against the Jaguars. But that's going to be very interesting. The worst running game is one of the worst rushing defenses going at it, to really see how bad each of these teams are. The worst is in the battle on the running game. Now, offensively, it'll be an interesting matchup. 2 young guys going at it, Jalen Ramsey and Stephon Diggs. Diggs is in his second year. Jalen Ramsey, highly regarded the best corner in last year's draft class. Rookie coming out of the Jaguars. It'll be a fun matchup. Diggs should be finally getting about 100% healthy this game, so it'll be a good game. I think, of course, edge goes to Diggs, as he's gotten the edge of all the corners he's gone against all year. So it shouldn't be too big of a problem for Diggs to have another big game. That's another 10 reception game. Bradford's going to have a really good time getting at it through the air. And like I said, the running game is going to be very interesting to see how close it's going to be. They average 115 yards given up. The Vikings have a hard time getting a running back over 80 yards. So we'll see. The combination of McKinnon and Asiata has been subpar all year long, but if they finally want to get it together, this is their chance. Adrian Peterson's timetable looks very interesting. I don't know if he'll be right for this game, but I could very well see him back for the Packers the week after. He's been doing light practicing on the side, but it's the Jaguars. We won't need him, I would say, but I would not be surprised if we have Adrian Peterson in for unlimited carries. Give Adrian like 5 to 10 carries get his feet wet against the Jaguars, but I would be on the side of just resting Adrian for another week and make sure he's 100% versus the Packers, or even 90% just for the decoy, because that's going to be a game that's going to be a lot tougher than the Jaguars, even though we beat the Packers week 2. But offensively, I think we have the edge almost everywhere. Running the game, can our O-line protect enough? And I think our O-line's starting to pick it up. Clemmings has been the only one that's been consistently awful. I think our other guys are starting to figure it out, especially with all the short passes. I think they're finally can just focus towards their run blocking. That's the only thing they really need to worry about when we get the ball in 2 seconds all the time for little 5-yard passes. They don't have to worry too much about pass protection, so all week long they can just practice run blocking. And I think it shows on Sundays now that we're starting to run block a little bit and opening up holes for Jerick McKinnon and Matt Asiata to run through. So that's going to be the majority of the show, is, of course, how good the Vikings offensive line goes against the Jaguar defensive line. But that's the Jaguars. They have 2 wins. We got that many wins in 2 weeks, so I don't think there's any reason why we can't beat the Jaguars. And it'll be a good start to see if we can end the season 4-0 and 10-6, and hope that's good enough for the playoffs. But we have to see at the end of the year if that's good enough, because right now we are not in the playoff picture. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.